Everybody's ready to feel better.
Not the remnant. They're gonna come tomorrow. And somebody's gonna get hurt.
The origins of the guilty remnant are what would be a plausible contemporary cult that emerged from this rapture-like event that doesn't make sense as the rapture.
The brilliance of the guilty remnant is they're smart enough to say, we're not going to try to explain the departure, but we are going to offer an alternate lifestyle for you that feels more authentic. We're not going to let a day go by where you forget that this thing happened on October 14th.
I don't forget.
I'm quite fascinated by the idea of cults, and Meg, the character, she really doesn't know much about the guilty remnant, and so I constantly had questions. And they didn't always have answers for us, which was interesting because Damon likes mystery.
Let's not explain why they don't speak. Let's not explain why they smoke. Let's not explain why they're doing what they're doing, because there is no explanation other than most cults are about abandoning the self and joining the community.
Damon said, you know, they don't believe something in common, but they believe they are rejecting something.
I see the guilty remnant as a protest movement that is in the guise of cult. It's more a reaction to their other life, which felt fake and disingenuous to them.
Who do you report to?
Sorry?
Your organization, your fucking cult. Where do you get your orders?
We don't take orders.
Bullshit.
People kept saying, why would you want to be in the guilty remnant? I finally figured it out. When something catastrophic happens, such as the departure, and there is no explanation, the way things were no longer exists. And the draw to the guilty remnant was a way to stare it right in the face, to let go of all attachment to the life as we knew it.
Please.
To become still and to accept it. And when you accept it, the anxiety becomes manageable. We strip away attachment, fear, and love.
Every madman usually starts off saying something that kind of makes sense. And that's what I saw with Patty, in that she sort of pitches this kind of detachment and this sort of nihilistic point of view, which follows a certain logic. But then at a certain point, it goes off the rails into, we're gonna start ruining the lives of good people in this town.
I was broken. I tried to fix myself, but I think I'm supposed to stay broken.
All right, let's roll, please.
One of the things that's clear is almost all cults borrow from existing religions. In that sense, the guilty remnant borrows from vows of silence that you see in monasteries. There's sort of uniform that you see maybe in Hare Krishnas, but you need something new as well. The cigarette just became the perfect expression for me, because if you smoke almost anywhere in public now, people will make horrible faces, they'll blow their hands. So there's a kind of a defiance in the guilty remnant. You can smell them coming, and they're gonna blow their smoke in your face.
Fuck you.
And they're saying, we don't care.
The statement being made when you smoke without any concern is it doesn't matter, because it's ending now, life. It will end very, very soon.
Killing these people is pointless. They don't care because they're already dead.
My major in college was comparative religion, so I'm very interested in nascent cults and early cults. And in terms of the guilty remnant itself, the first thing I did was read the book. And at the read-through, Damon said, let's go for a walk. And so we walked around Central Park for 2 hours, and we spun Laurie's backstory. And it was fantastic. Good morning. Patty, you ready to come in? Because of Laurie's profession, she's an empath. She was feeling it all. You know, we tracked very specifically those 3 years and how long I hung in there. It's gonna get better, it's gonna get better. And meanwhile, Patty is stalking me.
What Amy is bringing to this is that she's an immensely appealing broadcast series lead. So if the guilty remnant could get her, they can get your mom, they can get your wife, they can get your sister.
Motherfuckers, what's that?
What the fuck do you want? Why the fuck are you following us?
Meg is a shattered individual, and I bought it completely from Liv.
Pretending like everything was normal was really pissing her off, and she just had a lot of rage inside of her, and the GR gave her an outlet. And I always had this fantasy that she sort of escaped in the night, like she just snuck out when her fiancé was sleeping. She was just gonna sort of go try it out for a few days and see what happens. Maybe for just a couple of nights. She can't find a way back into life as we know it. She's tried absolutely everything, and that doesn't exist for her.
I had never really seen Liv play that degree of damage before. She's one of the sweetest human beings that I've ever met, but I said, I think this character Meg has got a lot of rage in her.
You don't fucking know me! Fuck you!
Megan!
I don't get angry a lot in my own life, but she's just like filled with rage, and she's so explosive, and she doesn't hide it, you know? So that was all very liberating for me.
Megan!
Fuck you!
Liv has this wonderful quality of feeling slightly unbalanced and off-kilter. You constantly think she could tip either way into, I gotta get out of here, or I might be leading this thing someday, you know?
I like not talking on film. Certainly, I had to be even clearer on what the scene is.
It was a challenge for us as writers because we would have an idea that they were trying to convey, and sometimes it would come out as a whole sentence, and you realize it would take forever to write that, so we had to keep boiling it down, boiling it down.
It's a terrific challenge because you realize how dependent you are upon words to express and to get what it is you want. And if you're not going to talk, you better know what it is you want. Being a parent, I know the power of silence. Don't engage, stay present, keep eye contact, but you don't have to explain.
Someone once said, you know, silence is the most unbearable rejoinder. And that's true in relationships. If someone's giving you the silent treatment, there's nothing more infuriating.
Water, coffee, Drano.
Kevin is basically Romeo outside, you know, Juliet's balcony, and I'm gonna pour my heart out, and all I'm gonna get is 5 words on a piece of paper.
I know.
I loved it. And Amy was very, very helpful because she's right there with the eyeballs.
I don't do Botox, and I don't think you could do Botox and play this role. And I'm actually not joking about that because the lines on my face are literally what I have. If you had done a ton of Botox, you could have no expression. The truth is that Laurie has never totally bought into the GR. She's not a very good foot soldier. She is there for her own reasons, and that's the root of the tension with Patty. Patty wants her to be more of a lockstep soldier, and Laurie has a brain, and I'm losing my faith.
There can't be any doubt, Laurie, because doubt is fire.
I ultimately sort of came to the conclusion of you can't ever understand why someone joins a cult. The idea of going and doing this thing is absolutely and totally nutso. But what's so frightening about it is that they can appeal to really intelligent people who have just become completely and totally disenfranchised with life.
They're just playing on people's emotions. It's psychological warfare.
You were right. You were right.